Mr. Samad, I was just speaking with my colleague Deepak here a little while ago about how the Indian Army actually performed two major rescue missions in 1971. First is to rescue the Bangladeshi people from the Pakistan military, and then later rescue the Pakistan military from the Bangladeshi people. You know, after 16th of December. Brigadier Ponwar, was that the right thing to do in your mind? After 50 years, do you think that not bringing the Pakistan army to trial for all the crimes that they had done in 1971, you know, to formally hold a war crime tribunal in 1971 itself, the fact that the India could have done that, but we chose not to do that. Was that a mistake, you think, in hindsight?
Well, a serious punishment has to be given to a serious crime. And this genocide was a very serious crime. I mean, we were there, we were watching the refugees telling us the stories as to how the West Pakistanis were told to go and eradicate. They killed all the university professors and all those intelligent people.
Just hold your thoughts. We'll come back to you after a very quick break. Deepak has a question for Mr. Samad.
Sir, you were a young man in your teens during what was really a very horrific period in the history of your country. You know, to have lived through that must have been an extraordinary feat in itself, and you know, millions died. You know, if I were to ask you to jog your memory a bit, you know, I understand that this was a horrific experience and it may almost be traumatic to even think of it, but for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just, you know, tell us what you saw at that crucial time.
Two things that would not, I think it is very important. Number one, I'm a genocide survivor. I was caught on the 26th of March, and I was supposed to be slaughtered. Two of my colleagues who were fighting this, of course the Mukti Bahini has not been formed. Two of my young colleagues, they have already been slaughtered. Slaughtered means just their throats were cut off. I was the third person, but I was narrowly escaped. Escape doesn't mean I didn't run. Somebody else had helped me to survive. So when I left that place, because I went to collect my mother as a rescue mission. I mean, my mother, my two brother, and my sisters to the safest place in Dhaka, which is the old city. And on the way, I have seen bodies lying on the street. And it was for some reason, 25th and 26th, night was a little cold. So obviously it didn't rot, but the bodies were swollen. So that day was 27th. So I had seen people have died. I have seen bodies are lying on the streets of Dhaka. And unfortunately, most of the people that I saw, if my memory doesn't fail me, they were actually sleeping on the street, or they were hawkers. Hawkers means selling tea or this stuff. So obviously they always sleep next to the small, the table or the booth. So obviously they want to protect that. So I have seen most of them. The rickshaw pullers were slaughtered. I saw many rickshaws where the bodies were lying beside it. So obviously you can see it was a nightmare. And when I went close to the old city, in fact the city was almost vacant. Vacant means there was no people because of fear of, number one is of course the genocide, and secondly is that there was a curfew coming in the next 2 hours. So another thing is I was passing, my family was passing through a place called Tati Bazaar. So that is a place where most of the Hindus they're artisans, 100% artisans. So and that artisan was attacked, and people had already, all the artisans were killed. Most of the artisans killed. Whoever had escaped could escape. Crossing the river, river was just beside that place. So Tati Bazaar and Shakari Bazaar. Shaka is a band that the Hindu women after getting married wear it. So that was a place where there was massive slaughter. And of course, yes. So that is one of the things that I have seen.
News9 Plus. Download now.